Warren Harding was elected our 29th president. Americans were tired of progressivism at home and war abroad, and so Harding campaigned on a return to normalcy. What did he mean by normalcy? Americans wanted out of post-war turmoil and wanted to move towards prosperity. Harding was portrayed as one not fit to be president, but he did have a sense for what he wanted to accomplish. He brought in some great minds to his cabinet, including Charles Evans Hughes as Secretary of State, Herbert Hoover as Secretary of Commerce, and Andrew Mellon to head the Treasury Department. One important early achievement was the Budget and Accounting Act of 1921 that gave the executive branch more control over spending, as the president had to submit a budget to Congress. Harding was also part of the Washington Conference, which was to fix leftover problems from World War I. One agreement was the Five-Power Treaty, which was a naval arms reduction agreement. It limited the naval tonnage of nations that signed the treaty, however, it just focused on battleships. Nations began to focus on aircraft carriers and submarines unaffected by the treaty. Also, Japan was upset because their navies had to be limited more than the US or Britain. In the summer of 1923, Warren Harding took a train trip to the West. He would be the first president to visit Alaska. However, his health was failing, and he had to go to San Francisco and check into the Palace Hotel to the presidential suite. 4 days later, President Harding died of a heart attack. After Harding's death, several scandals started to come to light. Not scandals of Harding himself, but others in his cabinet. The major scandal that came to light was the Teapot Dome scandal involving Secretary of the Interior Albert Fall. Fall improperly released naval oil reserves, and in return, he got a kickback from the wealthy industrialists that he opened them up to. There's no evidence that Harding was complicit, but Fall was a Harding appointee, and Harding got affected by association. History has been unfair to Harding due to these scandals. He had some real accomplishments, including his handling of the 1920 Depression. With soldiers returning home from the war and Wilson's high tax rates, businesses were stalled and unemployment was sure to go high. Warren Harding was faced with a tough decision on how to handle this impending depression. Harding was presented with a plan to increase government spending and have the government fund jobs. However, Secretary of the Treasury Andrew Mellon urged Harding to cut taxes and cut spending. Harding did this, and as a result, entrepreneurship grew, businesses hired, and the economy expanded, leading to the Roaring '20s, some of the best times of the American economy.